The founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, said that success at Amazon is a function of how many experiments that they do per year, per month, per week, and per day. Like Amazon, other innovative organizations are constantly implementing new strategies, products, designs, and ideas to improve efficiency and reduce costs. Even GM's new Chief of Data and Analytics Officer has emphasized the need for everyone in the company to be able to make new insights from data. For an organization to implement a new idea, it will often begin by having a brainstorm session where different hypotheses are proposed. These ideas then go through a screening process with only a selected few making it past. Ideally, the various stakeholders within the company should evaluate the viability of each potential avenue of investigation. Only the most viable innovations are developed and brought to the point of implementation. Experimentation before implementation is crucial, and most of the business experiments are conducted using a test-and-learn approach, a method of solving business problems by doing experiments, learning, and redesigning the experiment based on what was learned. Experimental design has become embedded in many organizations' product development processes. Some organizations, such as eBay and Capital One, have built their own experimental design platforms and cataloging the results of their experiments for future reference. There are a number of ways organizations can conduct experiments, including prototyping, A/B testing, mock-ups, feasibility studies, dry runs, concept testing, and scientific control. Understanding the importance of conducting experiments within an organization requires an understanding of the complexity of making business decisions with uncertainty. Experimental design is the process by which we design an experiment or a set of experiments around a business problem or set of hypotheses which we want to be able to investigate. There are several things we want to remember when designing an experiment for any particular business problem. The first is that we have unbiased estimates or unbiased actual data within the realm of what we're trying to test. Next, we want to make sure that the test we're using, such as a z-test, an f-test, or whatever statistical test we'd like to use, is sensitive enough to detect the differences within our particular data set. We will often refer to this as being the power of that individual test. Finally, any good test, much like any great engineering project, should be simple. Much like a startup, even mature companies have to test out new ideas, products, and services to discover which of those ideas continue to add new value to the business. So what are the steps to carrying out an experiment in a business setting? First, we need to identify the business problem or need. This could be something simple and focused only on one particular business problem, or much more broad, which could be broken down into smaller chunks. Second, we need to take that business problem and transform it into a testable hypothesis. Third, we need to collect data. Sometimes the data is very easily available. Other times we'll need to actually design a secondary experiment to actually collect the data in order to be able to carry out the next part of our experiment. Next, we'll actually conduct our experiment. This could be something as simple as conducting a statistical test or something more sophisticated. Finally, we'll actually carry out our analysis. The analysis step is the most important, and we have to make sure that we're not falling into pitfalls along the way as we are reporting our final results. So what are some of the wrong ways to conduct a business experiment? First, having data that is just inconsistent, or we're building our experiment around biased data. Having a biased data set underlying our experiment is already going to disrupt our ability to draw viable conclusions. Second, having non-reproducible results within our experiments. Non-reproducible results would essentially mean that I don't have the ability to carry out the exact same experiment and draw the same conclusions every time that I run it. There are various ways for organizations to conduct experiments, but not every method is suited for every business. Though carrying out these experiments has become a part of most technology businesses' product development, many organizations are still doing it incorrectly.